What's up, y'all? It's me, LeBrad, and let's do a reading. Let's get these cards shuffled. The Knight of Wells. There is a quote here. It's a quote by Edgar Allan Poe. It says, "As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me." This feels like um, this feels like a bit of I want to say like an aha moment, but I feel like an aha moment is a bit more cerebral, and this is talking about like an aha moment of the heart. It's like um I'm what I'm hearing is like that scene in The Color Purple when um Suge Avery is saying to Miss Celie, like, um when she sees the color purple, it just makes her want to sing. Like they're walking out in the field with these purple flowers, and it's like that feeling of seeing like nature and it moving her to want to sing, right? Because she's been moved in her heart by seeing the color purple, right? The purple flowers there. And so it really feels like that. It feels like something happens that moves your heart, that makes you want to take action, based on your emotionality. Um, so it feels like someone is being moved emotionally. Now, this could be, you know, there's a lot of different kinds of emotions, but because this is the Knight of Wales, it feels like that this speaks to romance. So someone wants to make a move on a romantic situation. Someone could be coming in towards you romantically, or you could be moving towards someone else romantically. So we have the Knight of Wales there. And let's see. Let's see what else pops up. The Eight of Quills. The Eight of Quills is very much like the Eight of Swords. You see, they're under this dome, they are blindfolded, and there's a pendulum kind of swinging above their head, right? And it says, "Arousing from the most profound of slumbers, we break the gossamer web of some dream." So it's this is like being in, like, awakening from a nightmare, if you will, awakening from some kind of fog that has kept you seeing things in a particular way and not being able to see things, outside of that way that you've always seen things, right? It's the pendulum that's like swinging through um, to cut through. It's cutting through that fog. and that you're able to, awaken, and break free of whatever this mental entrapment has been. Now, it feels like this Knight of Wales is moving away from that mental entrapment, though the mental entrapment may be, kind of the current state. Like, it's like if you were to look around you, you would say intellectually, like, I haven't seen, because there is the blindfold there, I haven't seen things, you know, appear different than they have in the past. Everything appears to be the same, and so there is there is this movement away from that. This movement away from what you are seeing things and how they appear right now. The Three of Wales. And so if we're looking at the movement of moving away from that Eight of Quills, moving toward the Three of Wales. So this Knight of Wales is taking the movement of going toward, happier times, celebration. It's a hear the sleighs with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment. What a world of merriment their melody foretells, right? So it's interesting that we're talking about the color purple and then feeling like singing, and then kind of moving toward the Three of Wales. And this particular Three of Wales kind of speaks of like the holidays, and we are approaching the holidays. It's like, I don't know, like I don't know when it begins now, but maybe like after Thanksgiving. This feels like Thanksgiving could be included in that. It's like all of a sudden after Halloween, the next day is like Mariah Carey busts out of, like a present and starts singing All I Want for Christmas Is You, right? And so it feels like you're moving toward this merriment, this happier time. So like, whatever it is that you've been seeing right now that feels like that feels a bit oppressive, there's something that will move you toward being much more present in the happier times that are coming, much more present in the the kind of holiday spirits that are approaching. So I'm getting that the holiday season is coming up right at the the best time to kind of bring you out of whatever these whatever that kind of funky mood might have been, right? Let's get some clarifiers. I'm going to go to my apples deck. Let's get a clarifier on the Knight of Wales. Ooh. Plastic surgery. Your credit card is the most important plastic involved in this operation. So the Knight of Wales credit card. So it seems like, whatever this movement may be, it may actually involve your credit card and your finances in some type of way. So perhaps like the movement is going to be some type of improvement in your credit situation. Like perhaps you've been kind of trapped because you haven't had the resources to move in the direction that you want to, and that you're really it's almost like I don't want to go so far as to say like a miracle is happening, but that you are taking your resources, your credit, whatever you have accrued to make this move, like whatever your investments have been, like your investments are going to help you to like make this move, right? And it could be that something that you feel passionate about becomes like your source of income, right? It becomes like your resource. So something about that. I feel like something has happened, around like your financial situation, or something is kind of happening right now. We got weird and talented. So maybe you have a weird talent that is somehow going to improve your financial situation and your credit. So that could be, it may be that, you are doing some type of spiritual work too that brings in some financial support for you. Let's get on this eight of quills, which is kind of like the current situation, like where you feel trapped. Okay, we got two cards there. Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Okay. The first casino opened in 1946. 1946. 19 or 46 could be significant. Someone could be 46 years old. Someone could be born on April 6th. Las Vegas, or is that lost wages? Lost wages. So I'm in this reading, I'm really getting that someone has been in a tough financial situation, perhaps unemployed, perhaps not working, perhaps not getting enough money coming in, perhaps having some bad, finance. I really thought that this reading was going to be about love or romance, but it actually feels like it's really talking about, and the two could be very connected, but it really feels like it's talking about your financial situation, and how it is affecting perhaps your romantic situations and how you feel emotionally. So like I really get that there's movement in your emotionality, and that's going to be tied to like kind of coming out of what felt like a Five of Pentacles type of situation of being like kind of poor and destitute and out in the cold. And so with the Las Vegas card coming up and speaking to lost wages, it feels like a change in luck is happening for you. If someone is in Las Vegas and they're playing something like roulette, you might want to put your money on 8, the number 8. And all you can eat buffet. These are pretty pretty common out in Las Vegas. So someone could be, going to Vegas, taking a trip to Vegas. That may be the movement, because nights are movements, so like a trip to Vegas. It says the reason diet books appear on bestseller lists, all you can eat buffets. So I get like someone may also be doing a bit of triangulation or reverse engineering, like seeing a problem and offering a solution to that. So it may be something like someone being trapped in a situation and offering a solution to that, recognizing like a lot of people have a particular type of problem that's pervasive that exists, and then coming up with some solution that kind of speaks to this pervasive problem, recognizing that a lot of people deal with this. So it may be like, so it says all you can eat buffets, but really the gem here is that diet books appear on the bestseller list, right? So perhaps it's like, a lot of people are unemployed. So then the solution is, how do you move from being unemployed to being employed again? There's a lot of like conventional things that people say, oh, you don't get a job unless you already have one. So they say get your next job before you quit your old job. Well, what about people who don't currently have a job? How do they get a job? In that situation, it sounds like it's very difficult. So someone may, for example, have a solution to that type of thing, right? Let's see about this Three of Wells, the celebration. What's this celebration that we move toward? We got internet kitties, so they, all you internet kitties out there, you might want to hit that like button. Internet kitties, kitty kitty purr, right? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. You know what I'm talking about? So this could be someone, if you are working in like social media, it could be that you are actually celebrating with the internet kitties, like you are getting the social metrics that promote what you're doing. So it may be that your channel, your TikTok, your whatever it is you're working on, your YouTube channel, is beginning to grow, and you're beginning to kind of fund yourself with it. So that feels pretty good. It kind of speaks to this kind of financial aspect. I had another card. What was that other card? It was internet kitties and something else was in there. I put back in the deck. The future. Always in motion is the future. Yoda. The future. And yeah, and so that's very interesting, the future, because we do feel that move. I feel the movement. I don't typically read the cards in that direction, but I feel the movement of the card coming toward this Three of Wells, which is the celebration. Because the Knight of Wells is facing the Three of Wells, I would typically kind of view that as the past. But interestingly enough, for me, Vegas feels like a bit of the past. The all-you-can-eat buffet kind of makes me feel like that fasting could be a part of this. Your weird talents, I think, are going to kind of support you in this situation. I feel like you should really not downplay whatever your talents are, even if you may be very critical, like where you have these talents, but then you don't feel like your talents are necessarily, all that great, because you're comparing yourself to other people. But your talents are your talents, right? Don't let anyone tell you that your talents aren't that great, and especially not your inner saboteur. Don't let your inner saboteur convince you that your talents aren't all that great. The Temperance, card number 14, we're seeing. Okay, so here it says, I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down, right? Now, I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. That sounds like, anything that I don't need, I can put it down. But, it also sounds like if you are putting down yourself, like, you aren't going to do anything with that. You aren't going to put up with it. You know what I mean? It won't flourish if you're putting it down. So this seems to be like confirmation on what I was just saying about not letting your inner saboteur kind of convince you that your talents aren't necessarily, special, right? Trying to get my cards where they aren't flying all over the place. Okay, so we got the Temperance. Temperance is major arcana energy. So we're seeing that major arcana energies popping up. It is Sagittarius energy with the temperance. The temperance has one leg in the water and one leg on, well, so the temperance. The temperance is the temperance angel usually I think does have one leg on the water, one leg on the earth, and is mixing between the two cups. So it could be that you're mixing some talents. The Eight of Whales and the Lovers. So the Eight of Whales seems to be walking away from something. It says, quote the Raven, nevermore. Someone is saying, never again. I'm never going to do that again. And perhaps that's like once you move out of that Eight of Quills situation, that, you know, kind of whatever it is that had you entrapped, if it was like a heartbreak of some sort, that, you know, you learn from it and you're like, never again will I find myself in this particular situation. And I feel like it's never again when I find myself like in this kind of destitute financial situation. I think you'll do the things that you need to do. Like you want all you can eat buffet sounds like greed with Las Vegas. That again, there is like some greed there. It sounds like you'll be much better, you know, much smarter about your financial situation, that you're moving away from, you know, a situation that had you destitute, and saying, never again will I find myself, you know, fumbling the bag, if you will, right? And I think that's because you're becoming much more balanced with the temperance. Is like, you know, you probably learned this lesson about, you know, survival, and you know what you need to spend your money on and what you don't need to spend your money on. And so when you find yourself in this situation where now you're getting the likes from your programs, you're getting the likes on your platform, and now those likes are turning into conversions or turning into some type of finance, that you then are much more balanced in how you handle what's coming in and what's going out with the temperance. And then we got the Three of Whales and the Lovers. The Lovers, of course, speaks to like a romantic situation, but also like a choice. It says, and so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. This is very interesting. Very interesting with the Lovers there. So I think this is also like saying that you won't put in so much emphasis on romantic situations, right? Like that there may be a balance between some people, when they get into a relationship, they like lose all their friends. They become consumed by the relationship. And so I feel like this may be like this thing of not becoming consumed by your relationship. You know what I mean? Like it's like recognizing that even in a relationship, that you're still a person, you still like your own individual, and you'll hold on and maintain like this balance of like, there's a relationship, but then there's also me and what I need to focus on myself, so that if the relationship ends, I'm not necessarily left, you know, where I've put all myself into this particular relationship. So I'm kind of getting that with the Lovers here. This Eight of Whales, you know, is dropping all of those cups and walking away. So it really feels like, you know, you're dropping all of that past hurt, because I see the 8-8 there. 1988. Someone could be born in 1988. I'm seeing 614. Someone could be under the sign of Gemini, especially with the Lovers here. or Sagittarius. I'm getting the Gemini Sagittarius axes. Um, yeah. And, I feel like there is movement toward, and actually in this celebration over the holidays could lead to a future kind of lovers situation. Someone maybe went to Vegas and is leaving Vegas. Someone may be getting ready to leave Las Vegas, actually. Let's see what else we get. So the Temperance feels like pretty good energy to have right now with the Temperance. Okay. The Emperor. Aries energy. So this is someone's power, right? I'm getting this, this balancing of you. So someone maybe, is moved pretty frequently by their emotions, by their hearts, and perhaps you'll find yourself being triggered by other people. People kind of take advantage of your emotionality, and I feel like you're much more balanced like that. Whereas people could do certain things to you in the past to kind of get you to knee jerk. They aren't able to do that anymore because I feel like with the Emperor that you hold the power now. You are in control. You are in control of yourself. You are able to, say what you want. You're able to recognize your energies from other people's energies. And there's a lot of balance there. I'm getting 144 too. So with the Temperance 14 and then the Emperor 4, I'm getting 144. So I'm getting someone is chosen. This does feel like a chosen one reading to me. I'm seeing this Emperor not being so focused on romance, and perhaps that's what actually brings it in. I got two cards flipped over here. The Death and the Ace of Quills. So true. I'm going to take it with the Death over here on this 8-8-13 and the Ace of Quills over here on the Lovers at the bottom. Three of Candles. I don't know why I've been kind of channeling like this Three of Candles energy, because it feels like something requires patience in a sense, and it feels like this is where we're moving toward. So like this Eight of Quills, Eight of Whales moving away, and the 13 Death. This feels like Scorpio season, which is up next. We just entered Libra season. So I feel like at the end of this Libra season, by the time we hit Scorpio season, we'll see more of this Emperor energy play out. There could be, like with the Eight of Whales and the Death, that really just feels like, whatever this old situation was is completely coming to an end. That situation is done. You're walking away from it actually ends the situation. So someone is like walking away from, and I'm getting Las Vegas, so someone could be leaving Las Vegas, someone could be going to Las Vegas, but I think it's symbolic of like leaving whatever type of situation that wasn't really working for you. So like that out in the cold situation, and then saying like, you know what, I'm going to this much more pleasant, destination, right? Um, and that does feel like kind of winter with the death energy. It feels like going into the winter for me. I'm getting 4/13, so someone's birthday could be April 13th. It's more on this Emperor and power. And with this Ace of Quills, I feel like the six. So we got the Lovers, and then we have the Ace of Quills, which is like the Ace of Swords. So like there's a truth that comes out, or someone is much more, in their truth. Godzilla, a giant nuclear contaminated monster first introduced in 1954, often referred to as that guy in the rubber suit. Someone may be in some kind of like gorilla costume for Halloween. I feel like whoever, maybe this person that, or whatever it was in the past, kind of represented by this Godzilla like character, the number 2. When the yum yum in your tum tum comes out your bum bum. The number 2. Yeah, it was just like it was probably just like a shitty situation in the past, like I shouldn't use profanities, but it probably was just like a bad situation with your ex. I feel like whatever kind of power your ex felt like they had over you, they don't have that anymore. Like whatever was the knee jerking in the past, that doesn't exist anymore. Ripping off the band-aid, give me some skin. I hope, I don't know, like, as with the Emperor, you're in power, so you may be able to do things that you didn't think you would do in the past, but something about ripping off the band-aid. So it may be that you reconcile with an ex, but I really feel like the ripping off the band-aid is more so like just being like, oh, I'm done with this situation. What about this? Okay, the Ace of Quills. We got swimsuit season. Don't forget your sunscreen. Forgetting your password. And sweaty pits. Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my hands under my armpits and I smell them like this. That's Mary Catherine Gallagher, superstar. So I don't know. Maybe it's about. Maybe that is about kind of your weird quirkiness, your humor, like being able to, like, that's like a very revealing truth. She's saying like, oh, I do this, like it's kind of a weird thing about you, and I feel like your new lover is gonna like the weird things that you do, like the truth about you. You won't have to hide, like you'll. And maybe the ripping off the band-aid is like ripping off the mask or whatever it is that your ex kind of calls in the past to be problematic. Like whatever the ex was doing in the past, like you're ripping off the band-aid on that situation. You aren't hurt by it anymore. Yeah. Guy almost just fell off his lawnmower because he wanted to come over here and blow trash over here and make a lot of noise. I don't know, that's why he wanted to do it, but he almost fell off, and it looks like he almost caused the power line to fall down. But anyway, yeah, so we got the number 2, Godzilla. This is like, this crazy situation, this crazy situation, this monster, the number two. I'm Bradford the second. So I don't know. This monster, number two monster, they could be someone in February, someone born on the second, but there's an end to that situation when you walk away. There's an end to like being greedy, not having any wages with these lost wages, and being kind of, in your mental imprisonment. And your power comes from being very balanced, using your weird talents, and that's going to lead you to having better credit, perhaps an improved financial situation. The Knight of Wells kind of moving toward, there's going to be movement. We're getting movement toward, it could be a vacation, because I'm getting, with the swimsuit season, that could be timing. It could be, after the holidays, then you see a lover situation coming in, more so like once the weather warms up again. So I think over the fall and the winter, you may see, because this reading does feels like it's covering quite a bit of a time. You get to being much more authentic with a romantic partner. Perhaps in the past, like your romantic partner, you weren't necessarily your most authentic self, because this is the future. We're going way into the future, right? And maybe in the future is when you begin to see much more of success with whatever type of digital, online, kind of thing that you're doing. And there'll be celebration. All right, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll holla.